1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, 4 to go. So this is the third time we try to start this recording. It's John Aquarius channel. It's the John and Moosah hour. We got a brother Moosah, Basim, and I on a nice hot day, 77 degrees about. Moosah has his daughter sitting here watching TV, watching YouTube videos on Minecraft. So if you hear that in the background, that's what's going on. Occasionally we'll have guests coming in and out, so that's what's going on. Today's topic is race relations, and I think Moosah's ready to talk with his. Can you take the stick out of your mouth?
That sounds kind of gay and suspect, but anyway.
I don't know how it sounds.
Yeah,
it's a stick.
You should not sound gay.
I don't see how it sounds
gay. Stick in your mouth, yeah. So
it's
anyway,
a stick in your mouth.
It's been a stick in yours too.
Wow.
So anyway, right. A lot of times we sit around and I say to myself, when is it an age appropriate for you to tell your child, oh really? That's what happened? I love you to death. I'm sorry to hear that, but you're grown now. It's time for you to take care of yourself and learn hardcore responsibilities.
I say at 18.
18, 21 when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But Mr. Sensitive over here says, there's some white people that they can support each other and help each other out and have some type of system to get back what they lost. But there's some poor also. So like being this rural or regional area that we in, there's some poor. The gentleman just came in here a few moments ago. He said his friend is in the basement and he's in the garage. And he has to go between two people's houses. One is Gary and the other one's Gay Gary. And he said Gay Gary likes him. But the other Gary, nobody knows where he's at, so he can actually hide out. You're saying what they got to do with anything that I'm talking about right now. I'm saying the privilege, because when I was homeless, everybody in their mama that said, except for him, everybody in their mama that said, yo man, you look out for me, man. If you ever need my help on my assistance, I got you. Can't stay here. Section 8 said...
So you're knocking on the door for telling that nobody can hear that. Why don't you go knock, knock, knock?
I was going to do that.
Yeah, nobody can see
what you away from me and
phantom knocking on a fake door.
On your head. I mean, bring
yeah,
your
you
head
don't need to knock on my head.
Why I can't knock on your head?
Because you're obsessed with touching me, which I don't like.
I'm obsessed with touching you.
Yeah, because you always try to find
stick in the mouth and obsessed with touching
You're the one with the stick in the mouth.
We have a chair in front of us.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead.
Anyway.
So he's knocking on people's doors and nobody's helping
He has issues anyway, so. But you're saying that because you was Caucasian, you would help that person more.
Nah. Now if you say that, nah, it's not nothing like that. Everybody has their issues. Go ahead. You said that basically you was bringing up the scenario. How come a white family would most? You're the one that said this. So, last time before we was talking, you said Joey would come to his family. He's going through he's gonna get arrested. His family would throw up some sell their houses in order for him to keep him out of jail or something like that. Where maybe Daquan is about to face time and he needs some financial help to get him out of trouble, but his grandmother can't sell her house.
Yeah, but I was trying to explain to you that sometimes it's not just a black woman that can't do this. Sometimes the white people can't afford it either.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. When you make a difference if somebody has more of a better system, when you're dealing with poor and poor, the system's damn near the same. It's just done in a different manner. But it's damn near the same because poor is poor. Poor is poor.
Yeah, poor is poor.
You know what I mean? So even if we talk races, they say a poor black a poor white is still better than any black. I understand because they don't ever want to give up on their people. That's why when I be talking to you, sometimes I say don't do that. Because they won't give up. They won't switch on each other. They won't turn on each other. For nothing. Nobody says. Because you don't even have to be related. We from the same country, therefore we going to stand together. And that's how they feel. That's how they feel. We don't feel that way because it's always each his own. I don't like him because of this. I don't like you because of that. Back in the days, how you doing, brother? Throw up the peace sign. Brother relate. Throw up the two fingers. Separate the two fingers. However you want it. It was a more closely knit situation.
So we're like,
listen, T. Tell your mama to send you and your brothers and sisters on over here.
Yeah.
We just bought some new furniture. And we got some clothes that'll fit all y'all. And you went and got it without no embarrassment. You didn't feel like, oh my God, they treat me bad, they treat me this or that and that. But I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they don't help each other out like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the difficulties of the issue becomes a situation to where I'm trying to figure out why do some people say you're too old and you have to manage it by yourself, when others will say, I got you, even if it causes some financial distress. Because some that can afford it, sometimes they afford it, pay it up, child mess up anyway. They got money. So it don't bother them. Some, like you said, have a plan put together where it all fits in the morning. If they lose it, they can get it right back. But then there's some that can put up their house, their car, whatever for their kid, and they're not getting nothing back. And they learned that the hard way. And they love their grandbaby and their grandkids. The reason why a lot of blacks don't do it because we've seen that. You mean to tell me that this Simon the B gotta go to jail anyway? And then you realize you done lost your house, or you realize you done lost something that cost you dearly that you worked all your lives for. I don't know about you. My grandmother, because my mother's dead, was a housekeeper. She didn't housekeep in nobody's house that was black. She housekeeped in white people's houses, and they paid her for it. And I would see it on Claudine and different shows, but I never knew it was that real until I was telling my aunt the other day, and she was like, "Mommy used to go out and clean houses," and I'd be thinking, "Damn, that's crazy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you got to come home and clean your own house. Got to come home and cook. Got to come home and still do your daughter's hair. Got to come home and talk to your sons, make sure they ain't been messing with them, what they call them, fast-ass little girls back then. So there's a major difference between the two, but yet in the same token, like when I was in Minnesota and I went to the trailer park, I was like, this is crazy. What's the difference between Shaniqua in Children Projects and Susan in the trailer park? They both got about 5 different baby daddies. They both got 5 different babies, maybe 6, 7. There might have been some twins popping out of that. They both on welfare. You're right, they both got 2 different colors, and society might teach them different. But financially, as far as rich and poor, it's not going to be no difference. It's going to be a situation to where you're going to have to take this tea.
All right, we got a customer. I'm going to press pause on this.
How dare you? Noy, open the door! Just a minute. What? Hey, Sandy, what's going on? What are all these signs doing here? Every one of these signs all around your house. What are they doing here?
All right, so we had a customer to handle. So we're back. We're just trying to continue forward. What do you now? Do you remember what the last thing you said?
No, you remember the last thing I said because we've been interrupted 4 times. You had to press pause 4 times. You hung up twice.
All right,
turned it off once.
You were kind of like all over the place.
Okay, all over the place.
You were talking about
subject,
you went
or what?
from like race relations to like people helping each other out, living in the communities. I don't know. I thought we was gonna go staunch forward, but like why don't you just keep going? You said something about the last thing I remember. You said something about living. The difference between Susan living in the trailer parks and what was her name? Some black chick living in the projects. I guess you were saying something like that. Do you remember what you're saying now?
I better remember what I said, but I'm saying.
All right, so finish what you said.
No, he just rendered the whole thing useless, didn't he?
I didn't render it useless.
Yes, he did. You said I was.
How you don't remember what you just said?
I remember what I just said.
Okay, so why don't you finish what you were saying?
I'm going to finish
All
what I
right,
was
so
saying.
there you go.
He don't only look like a butthole, ladies and gentlemen. He smell like one too. And right now we don't have cameras up for you to see how much of a butt. He looks tight. He looks wounded up, and he looks like you see one before, ladies and gentlemen. So all I'm saying is that when, as a black father or a black mother, do you say you too old to guys be on your own?
Repeat that last part.
When is it said? When do you feel as a black father or a black mother that you can say, and I did all I can for you. You gotta do it on your own and on your own now.
Well, for me, it was the day I came to my mama and said, "Mom, my girlfriend is pregnant. And my mother looked at me and said, well, boy, it's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to get a job and make it real. You got to provide. So that's what I did. I quit. I was in college at the time. I quit school and went to work.
Because of broccoli.
Mama was like, I can't take care of no babies.
Maybe potatoes.
You know, and that's what you have so much of that nowadays. Grandparents raising children, raising their grandchildren.
So, like, as far as like, you have children, like, how often are you able to help them? Do they ask you for help, or what part will you say, I'm too old to be helping you with this? Like, you should be able to do this your own.
No, they never get too old because they're always going to be your child. You know, there's plenty of times my daughter, my son will call me up for some, fatherly advice. Now, whether they take it or not, that's on them. But, they do. You're going to always be involved in your child's life, whether they're 5 or 50. It's just how that goes.
So what makes you feel that some people as African Americans can say, I can't help you? Is it because financially I can't help you, or because you done got into so much trouble?
Well, it could be a bit of both of things. It could be a bit of that. It could be a bit of a parent that helped you so much and put out so much, and you just want to be a knucklehead and don't want to straighten up and fly right, and then they get tired and go, you know what? I can't help you no more. You got to be on your own. You got to make it on your own. That's called tough it up.
Yeah, I agree with Boston. I think what it is like you can't, because once you're a parent, you're always a parent to the day you die. To the day either your child dies or you die. You're always going to be that person. But also you got to also determine on what they're involved with. Like, for instance, my daughter's working a full-time job. She's doing everything she's got to do, and then once in a while she says, Daddy, I need some money because I'm kind of behind on rent. Then yeah, I know you're doing what you can. But if it's every other week that you're needing money and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you got to put it in discretion because it depends on what they're doing. And the other thing is is something I don't really talk about. Sometimes you do certain things, certain parents do certain things because they don't want to see their kids go. Like, for instance, you would rather give your child money than rather your child try to find a way legally to get that money. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to see your child dancing on a pole for money. You wouldn't want to see your child servicing other people for money. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of think about things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be real quiet because there's a little one here, but when you see it, but if it's like a consistent issue, like they're gonna be, they're crack, if they're like addicted to drugs, it's kind of discretion because you got to figure out what they're gonna do. I think a lot of times the parents are thinking about that. They rather give the child the money than the child go do it in an inappropriate way.
Both scenarios are bad. Both scenarios are not good. It's not a positive outcome from one of those. Because if you constantly give your child this, give your child that, give your child, the child's going to expect that. That's what they're going to expect all the time coming from you. And if not coming from you, if it's a male child, he's going to expect that from any woman that he get with. And if it's a woman, a girl child, she's going to expect that from any man that she get with because that's how she was brought up. So that's shaky ground, bro.
That is a shaky ground. And I'm not saying it's like an all the time thing. It's like if a whole month goes by, obviously one of the things that, people do, what I think you should do is when you give money, it's always, hey, you okay? What's going on with your finances? You have to, I think it's upon the right of the person who is giving the person money is to ask, what's going on with your finances? What are you doing? Maybe you need to budget your money. No lie. My daughter used to have problems with it. She used to always ask me for money. And so I bought her one of these, like a whiteboard, and she started budgeting money. Next thing you know, I haven't heard from her for a while because she started budgeting her money correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so it came with some advice. It came with some help. You know what I'm saying? The blind help is the problem. you know, you see your son shaking, he's asking for money, and you're just giving it to him, and then 2 hours later he's asking for money, then you know there's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I know there's two differences. Like a child who's brought up in a home where he's given everything, and he doesn't have to want for anything. Everything he says that he wants or she wants is given. Versus a child who grew up in a home where they had to work, they had to do chores. Their mom didn't just hand them any money. They wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. There's a difference. You can see the difference in the way they become an adult. As an adult, the ones that grew up that weren't as privileged are the ones that will work hard for whatever they get. But those who've been laid back and were given all their life, and I'm talking this from first-hand experience. I have a son like that who grew up with everything was handed to him, and now that he's an adult, he expects that from his women. And he doesn't want to sit down over 9 to 5 because he says, oh, my girl will pay my way. That's not the way to be thinking, you know. But that's because he was given everything when he was a baby. I can recall. What you need? What you want? Not what you need. He always had what he needed. But what you want? You know, and he grew up being a spoiled brat.
Yeah, definitely. No, I said a lot of things, but it seems like you have something to say, Moosah, about this.
It does?
Yeah, it just seems like you got something to say about it. I figured I already talked. Basim already talked. You're the one with the.
I'm asking the question. When is it enough?
I don't think it's ever enough.
I understand that. But see, there's also a different opinion that y'all two have. Y'all both saying it's never enough. Some people who can't afford it, they gotta say no because by giving it to you, the hardship on me would be so tremendous that.
I don't really give out money unless I can afford to give it. My kid asks me for money or anybody asks me for money. I'm not giving it. Be like, yo, if I give this to them, I'm broke for the whole week or two, and I'm not off. I always make sure that I give while I'm still good. You know.
Well, this is not. I can't really say this all the time, but let's say 60% of the kids that grew up like that, whose mothers and fathers just didn't have it. I'm giving it a large digit. 60% are the ones who grow up and work hard. They go out, they get a job, they work, they're determined to be not poor like their parents. Then you have the other.
All right, so we got somebody coming in eating pizza.
What do you got there? What's that there?
I'm good. Where'd you get that pizza from? You know, I guess you get it. Wow. You got it. Big bottom line, you got the pizza, right? Here, you want some pizza, Moosah? You look hungry.
No, I'm good.
Anyway, so you got something to say, Moosah, or you just want to sit there and chew the stick in your mouth? Like the big stick in your mouth, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now officially heard the beginningness of gaydom. It's not even full-fledged of liking other men. It's a disease of saying.
Bro, you're the one that assumes. You're the one that assumes the homosexual. All I said is you have a big stick in your mouth. You're the one that's assuming.
Once again, he also said I like touching him, but we have
a
chair and a laptop between us. And if he means physically trying to harm him, yes, I touch him that way. But like touch him like, come here, baby, let me get a hug. Let me get some sugar. Come here, booby. Let me tell that grandpa. Let Uncle Moosah give you a hug.
Something is.
You know what I mean? I don't get that. You got it, and then you telling the whole world on the podcast. I want to physically, like, for no reason, I just walk around saying, where is he at? I need to touch him. If he's not around, I shall perish. I'm going to die without the touch. Wait a minute. Here's your touch for the day.
See what I'm saying? See it?
He wanted it. He got a touch.
Oh my
I don't know if he's going to go home and be like, oh my God, he touched me. Oh my God, he touched me again. You know, I don't know.
It's called capping, like you do in some of the other podcasts.
What? Capping?
Yeah.
What? Capping? You know, capping is bringing pizza in the store and don't tell nobody where you got it from when everybody wants some pizza.
I don't think
That's capping.
That's not capping.
A man pulling pizzas out
Capping
of the
is
box, man. You gotta know
you on the phone. No, don't plug my phone because you don't know how much my phone is charged.
Somebody called the garbage.
I didn't answer
You
my
got a
phone.
message.
Somebody
I
said
don't.
that it was
Here you go.
ordered that she never picked up. They didn't.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh no.
Right.
Hey.
Piano people.
So yeah, so
What are you doing?
so his daughter's now talking to him. She wants to end the conversation, even though she shouldn't be in the conversation.
What do you want? What?
So huh?
We talking.
So yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of like having a little intermission right now. You know.
You ain't got any beef that yet.
Yeah. You got him in the back?
So right now, so I guess this is the hour
You
brothers
plug
are
my
getting
phone.
hungry because the brothers, you know, I guess the brothers eating pizza.
He said
Yeah,
he's garbage.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
let me ask you a
got
question.
him hungry.
Let me ask you a question. Because now we have a
Yeah, so we have a new distraction. Yeah, what was you gonna say?
ain't he like a piece of doodle you forgot to wipe out? Like, you ever wipe your butt real good, then you get in front of the girl and you be like, oh man, I hope she don't see my underwear. The little step.
Yo,
Ain't
you
he
look
like a
like
piece of
a-
doodle like
You
that?
look like a crap stain, dude. You want to
I
get into
just said the
outside.
same
You look
thing.
like
But
doodle with a
the
stick in it.
dirtiness is
You look
not
like
funny.
a doodle with a stick in it. That stick in your mouth look like doodle with a stick in it.
I know it. It came
Nah,
out of your
nah,
ass,
bro.
right? It
You
came
gotta-
out of your butt, right?
You didn't.
You give him the mic, let him talk.
No, I'm not giving you nothing now. You're talking about I look like a dude stain. What's wrong with you, man? Bro, why don't you have some pizza then? Why don't you have some pizza? Because you look like you're having some diabetic urgencies right now. Now,
Diabetic urgency.
now let's get back to the conversation that I had.
The
that we were
mic
talking
doesn't
about.
travel that far, so I'm trying
Actually, it does. Like I think if I put it here, it's an equal length of listening. But I got to test to see. Again, you gonna say something?
Separate all the bottles and cans.
Oh, you separated the bottles and cans.
They did.
Who did?
Oh wow.
Who?
Domino's
Oh, you got that from Domino's? So they gave you that?
just sitting there
Oh, that's what's up. That's good money right there.
in the box.
They gave you the box and the pizza and the recyclable bag case.
Is both your parents alive?
Yeah. Neither one lives in New York.
None of them live in New York. But are they originally from New York?
Yeah.
Okay, so how old were you before they told you, wish I can help you, Jason, but I don't have it?
12.
And after that, you realize life is going to be a little rough, but you
Yeah,
got
I
to
moved
do
on. I come home more money. They borrowed my money off me. I never got it back. Other than that, not do that, no money in my. That's a roof over your head.
That's what I
Oh,
mean.
she already done her job. That's what she felt like. She's already done your job. So now it's up to you to do what you got to do. I get that. I'm not complaining about it. That's actually
No, but
That's
you
what-
just got finished saying that some earlier in the podcast, you said that Caucasian people's parents don't give up on them regardless. And I changed it to a rich and poor thing. When you're poor, it's different.
And coming home at $240.
always capping in a
Wow,
conversation.
that's a lot of money for a 12-year-old.
Yeah. What was a lot of money?
$240.
$240 is a lot of money for 12-years-olds. That is true.
Got paid that day.
Oh,
More logs than trailer park.
okay.
I loaned them the money. I get nothing back. I'm thinking I got money in the bank.
All right, so we had another guest, a brother. I don't know if you want to disclose his name. What's your name again? Jay. His name is Jason. He's just, I guess the brother wants to cap the conversation and say that I'm saying that all white people do this and all black people do that.
He did not say
I
that.
didn't say that. Again, just like
Plug my phone back up.
you're
Plug my
not.
phone back up. You got
It's already charged. It's already fully.
It's only 70-something%. How you
All
gonna
right,
do
so
the charge?
it doesn't need to be 100%.
I know he ain't got his phone.
Yeah, I don't care if it's only 70%, as long as it can still answer. But anyway, we're like, so
You
again,
unplugged it.
I unplugged it so I can give you the quote so you can answer.
Because you the one that sent me the message.
Somebody sent you a message. So
You
need
should've
to-
just handed me your
How come
phone.
you didn't even answer the
You
message?
should have just handed me your phone.
You know what? Doodle on a stick, you're getting me mad right now.
Dude want to stick.
You're getting me mad right now. We were talking about, you know what? Scratch what I said about, or what we talked about earlier. Bottom line, poor people, because you switched it to class. Obviously, when it comes to class, that's what happens. Poor people can't help another poor person if they're down and out. But a person that's well off, they can help someone. See what I'm saying? But he's gone. He's breaking extensions. He is poor, but he still is willing to help people. So there you go, bro. Eat some pizza. Your diabetes needs some pizza, man. Yeah, man. Eat some pizza.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here tonight is fat on fat crime. I am 240. He is 280 something pounds. 2 hours later, he's still 280 something pounds. He always make fat jokes with me. He always talk about me being fat. He always poke fun at me. But then I don't even bring up fat jokes for him because he makes his own fat jokes. I told him he need to have a comedy 5 minutes, not 15, not 10, because I don't know if I could stand you that long. But
I don't even know what you said.
You don't know what I'm saying?
Because you got that big stick in your mouth that you like to suck on. It's just, I can't hear anything you say.
He's on a roll today.
Nope, it's just
he's
a
on
stick
a roll.
conversation.
He's a big.
All right, you mean to tell me?
Big
all right,
stick.
Can you ask a question?
It's a big stick.
Answer the question. Is there a stick in your mouth?
Sucking on it. Oh my goodness.
Are you not chewing on a stick and sucking on the juices?
Oh my goodness. Did you not eat one of your ex-wives?
Let me ask you a question.
Eat one of your ex-wives' booty by mistake?
Hold on. You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
Did you eat some booty by mistake?
No. I asked you first.
Nah, man.
Do you or do you not have a stick in your mouth?
I do not have a stick in my mouth.
He's lying. He's straight lying.
I do not have a stick in my mouth.
You have a stick in your mouth chewing. See, even his daughter said you do. There you go. Boom. A big stick in his mouth. Yep.
TVR, turn it off.
Yep, and he's chewing on it. And he's happy.
Stay in your place.
He's happy about it. And he's loving it. So there you go. So, but anyway, back to the conversation. Which from the beginning didn't make any sense. We were talking about race relations, and I think we kind of brought off. Basim, did you say you wanted a beef patty? And then you wanted a beef patty. You wanted our famous beef patties that are air fried. I'll tell you this right now. Air fried beef patties are one of the best. I'll tell you this right now. Anyway.
So let's ask John. Let's ask Jason over here.
All right, Jason actually.
At 12, they forced you to do male prostitution?
They didn't force me.
How you get $200?
So how did
you get $240 as a 12-year-old if he wasn't outside?
Jason was a hard-working person. You did lawns.
He said hard-working as an adult. As a child, he's a porn star.
No. You're capping. What did you say? He mowed lawn and trailer park. Man, he knew how to make money. He's not like you. He knows how to make money.
They sold $10 a lawn, man.
$10 a lawn. You think?
There were 100 trailers. I did 24.
See, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Knowing this guy, he's one of those kind of handyman type. Like he's got those hands that look like they've been working on a lot of stuff.
And that's 30 years ago. So $10 a lawn is about right.
Yeah.
Should have got more of those, baby.
But like at 12 years old, he showed that he could become independent. That's really good. 12 years old, and was it for tough love? Like was your parents being tough on you and like you got to make your own money, or is just something that you just felt?
I wanted a Nintendo.
You wanted a Nintendo, so you mowed lawns for them. Did your parents tell you to go mow the lawns, or you just thought about the idea yourself?
My idea, I did it.
Okay, so Jason's, there you go. In terms of people helping themselves, but this was it? Did you feel compelled that you had to like learn how to make money? Yeah.
No other way it's gonna go.
See what I'm saying? It depends. I think it.
Sometimes I go down the road too. It's coming to me, So God bless the Lord,
There you go. He believes in the Lord and stuff. So you're saying that. Again, this conversation kind of went off the rails. Just we're just capping each other. Basim went to the bathroom. He's making a number 2. He's gonna probably be there for an hour or 2. And I think this brother right here, Moosah, he's into a diabetic shock right now. He can't think right. He can't think straight. He's just looking around trying to figure out stuff, but his brain's not working as well. You got anything to say, Moosah?
Yeah. big people teeth never grow in. You got baby teeth smile. Anyway, what was you saying? Because it looked like you had a lot of Jason's body parts juggling on your lips or something. I mean, you just, yeah, that was he's the greatest and he's the best and oh my goodness. I
never say he was the
newspapers.
greatest. I never say
I
he was
walked
the best.
dogs. I washed cars. In Brooklyn, we ain't had no lawns. So I had to do what I had to do at a young age to get money too. Only because I was told that the money that's coming in for me was for her to take care of me and not to give me any. So it's crazy. Now, the other thing, he went in there and said, well, you not even behind the counter. You're going to have to come on, you're going to have to walk around. You're going to have to rinse around and rinse it off. He said you was in the bathroom taking an hour donkey. See, he laughs at that.
Yeah, I can't digest the cheese, my man. I appreciate the offer, though.
Yeah, in the future, grab the white wax and grab the wax and because we try to keep it as sanitary as possible.
I did, little girl.
All right, so Basim is going through a diabetic shock, and
You say wipe it off?
no, I just said in the future when you grab the beef patty, grab it with a wax paper.
Oh, okay.
And then put it in there because we try to keep it like sanitary where we don't touch it ourselves. Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't put that beef patty inside there with the wax paper. You can put the beef patty in there by itself now. You want? How did you want it? You want
I
it?
don't even know how to work it.
All right, so let me do it for you, bro. Hold on, so right now we're gonna take a pause because it seems like we're all distracted. All right, so that. Oh, snap.
I'm just mad I can't eat the cheese.
right. He brought the guy. So brother, a dude brought in some pizza. It looked like it came out of the trash bin. And he was eating in front of us and was offering it to us, and we were just like, we were all noticing that the pizza was not a usual pizza that you get from a restaurant.
Thrown out pizza.
They look like thrown out pizza. And, I don't know, but. So this is how it is. A lot of times our conversation will start off with a topic and then we'll go off into other things. We'll try to insult each other because we're about entertaining our listeners. So we still got a customer in the store, but so I forgot that we had one. So right now I'm just trying to. No, he's still here. Let me see something. Hold on, let me press pause. So we are on pause. Master Splinter just said, Basim just said, when you're in martial arts, you got to observe anything. So again, this conversation crashed into insulting each other. We like that. That's how we roll. Basim, you got anything to say?
Well, the only thing I can say with this topic that we're speaking on, we was on white privilege. That's what we were dealing with.
Something similar to that. We were just finding out what's the difference between some people give up their kids or don't feel that they can assist their kids, and some people can.
Some people give up their children because they can't deal with it mentally. They can't deal with the mental aspect. I can't raise a child. I don't have the money to raise a child. When my son was born, when my son was conceived, I didn't have no money. When my son's mother came to me and said she was pregnant, I didn't have a job. But I went out there and made it happen. What's your secret? You got kids to make it happen. Regardless, you have no choice. But some people can't deal with that. You can't deal with that responsibility, So they wind up putting their children up for adoption, or they wind up getting abortion, or whatever reason. Some women get abortion, some women. I'm up in the air about rape abortions. I don't know if I was going to have a baby. That's a deep subject. I ain't going on that. I'm not going to touch that yet. But yeah, it's all about.
I think the original question was when is it that you have to say stop in terms of supporting your kids. I think that was the original
After they
question.
you got to stop before they get dependent on that, and that starts at an early age.
So do you acknowledge to them this is what I can do and what I can't do because this is my financial situation? Or do you just tell them I can't or I can when I can and I can't?
Yeah, you just tell them you can. Let me tell you, as a child growing up, I had a whole lot of disappointments. I remember one Christmas I woke up and me and my brother ran downstairs and there was nothing under the tree. And my mother and dad, they couldn't afford it. I was very disappointed. I wanted to cry. It was like, you know, little kids back then, Christmas was a big thing. But yeah, you have to teach your children also to be prepared for disappointment because you're not going to get everything you want. This is not reality.
So I'm going strictly out the window like I usually go. Earlier was a gentleman in here named Jason. Jason had some pizza. Jason was offering some pizza. And I got jokes and I'm humorous also. The star of the show, the name of the podcast gentleman said, no, we don't want no trash, garbage, free pizza. And it's funny because I'm related it back to several years ago. I had a friend that was with me by the name of Ron. I'm not going to give his last name. But if you know who you are, it is what it is. It is what it ain't going to be because it is. And I was living, I had a friend of mine that was like, wound up being a good friend of mine who lived with me also. And there was a steak in the refrigerator, and we was looking at the steak, and it looked like it had freezer burns on it. So I took the steak out of the refrigerator after 3 or 4 people with eyeballs better than mine said, that don't look good. And I put it in the trash. When I walk outside the door, I had a little porchy area, and I had my garbage cans up in in a certain area of the porch. And I put the steak fully wrapped with the white thing behind it and all that in the trash. And day 3, Ron seen that steak. He said, hey, there's a steak outside.
Yeah.
We said, Ron, you shouldn't eat that steak. There's something wrong with it. Ron said, ain't nothing wrong with that steak. We was like, yo, Ron, the steak been in the garbage. It's been freezer burned forever. And it's been in the garbage for 3 days.
That's the worst part, the 3 days.
He said there's nothing wrong with the steak.
All right.
No, it's not all right. Because he took the steak out the plastic, put it on a pan in my house, cooked it, and said, y'all don't know what y'all missing as he ate the steak.
Did he get sick?
No. That's why my point is with that situation is, what level of survival are you willing to go to when you at that type of point in your life, in a sense? Yes, he had 200 and some change when he was 12, and he mowed lawns and things of that nature. But now if you out here collecting trash or dumping in the dumpsters to get some pizza, or you go to your friend's house to visit, you see he threw some food out and it's got a saran wrap around it, you go, still look good to me as long as it ain't green, or ain't got no worms or no puff hanging off of it. How would you feel you would be able to survive without none of the necessities that you have? If you was on the streets, you think you'd be able to live?
That's a good question.
Because you don't ponder that thought, do you?
You know, when you got 3 meals a day and you got a comfortable bed, roof over your head, it's easy for you to say, oh, I would never eat that. I would never go in the garbage and dumpster dive. But you will never know what you won't do or would do until you are in that position. Until you walk in that person's shoes, you can't say what you're going to do and what you ain't going to do. Because when my day comes, there might come a day when you have to do the same thing.
Now go get it.
You know, so that's the deep. I would never say, oh, I wouldn't do that. Because, you know, there's a saying, never say never.
Yeah, and I've done that. I've done that on numerous occasions. I said, I'm never going to date nobody from the projects got your hands about her. Say ain't gonna never do this.
Yeah.
Say ain't gonna never be with no fat girl.
Yeah.
Man with a fat girl. I ain't gonna never, and I hate it the fact that I've said all those things I'm never ever gonna do, and that's done every last one of
Every
them.
last one of them.
So now I always say to myself, I would, and then I shut up because I catch myself because I'm putting the burden on the sin of my damn self,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't even do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think you can survive?
Yeah, I think you can survive. I think I'm watching people and they're like watching Jason eat from where he ate from, and watching people eat a 3-day-old steak that was out in the thing. I think I can do it. I think when you get desperate enough, if you're willed to survive, you're gonna do what you gotta do. I think being fat, I think naturally I'll probably last for at least without eating. I'll probably last a good month without eating. So I mean, I think just by watching these people survive off of just the way they do it just shows that as long as you have the will to do it, you can live. You're gonna do what you got to do. And I think people living in the city have, especially in the ghetto part of the city, probably has more of that fervor, that knowledge of how to survive, and if tough situations get rough,
Well, honestly speaking, up here has more
Resources?
resources than they do down in the city. They don't have the pantries that they have here in the city like that. Here basically you can go and sit in any church and get a meal. Or it's all these different programs up here. It's not like that in the city. When you homeless in the city, you homeless. You real homeless.
Because I think
home.
Well, I think it's like in the city, they have to like, I don't know how you say it. They export, import, like a lot of stuff. They don't have. They might have their own farms or stuff like that in the city, but it's not as big as the farms that's out here in upstate New York, where somebody like I know a person that's raising chickens, has their own eggs. Up here. You have a lot of people up here who are. And that's another thing about the focus of people that lives up in like, more of a these type of towns. They're not in the deep of the city. Where in the city, you kind of rely on everything that's around you, and you're just trying to become financially. Yeah, you become financially independent. While people up here, they try to become independent in ways of like, well, I'll raise my own chickens, I'll have my own garden, and a lot of them, because of this area, such it's upstate New York. It's it's country. You can do that. You can buy a small part of land and raise chickens, have your own little farm. So if things get rough, you're on your own. And a lot of these people are not rich. They just got those resources.
Yeah, I knew a family up here that had a farm. They had chickens, they had goats, they had lambs, they had ox, they had cows, horses, the whole thing. They grew their own food. Everything they ate came out of the ground. Potatoes, squash, carrot, cucumber.
Here's a bigger question. Let me ask you a question. Now, if things got rough and you couldn't get anything, if things were rough, do you think you would have what it takes to become, and this is a Fallout term for all you Fallout fans, a raider? Meaning that you'd have to take somebody out and take their resources in order for you to survive. Because you don't have right now, you don't have your own garden. You don't have your own chickens. Now, see, things got rough. Next thing you know, food pantries are empty. All the supermarkets are, all their things are bare. It's been a week so far right now. But maybe your neighbor has stuff. But they're not willing to share because they don't like it. Are you willing to take that step to become a raider where you have to go and take somebody out in a tough situation?
Wow, that's deep. Oh, man. Because by nature, I wouldn't do that. But we're talking about
fitness of the survival, yeah.
We're talking about survival mode. Situation is a whole lot different.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You have to be in it to see it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a hard
Because
question for me
yeah.
to really answer right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Because morally, I'm a moralistic person, and morally, I wouldn't want to do anything like that. I wouldn't want to take a life. I'm not, a peaceful person. But when the scenario that you just gave me,
Why don't you just try them both?
who knows?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't know what, because like you got to also think some of these people who are out there, like the brother that we were talking about that ate the pizza from the thing. Right now, his resources is his hands. Even though he has he has his hang-ups, he can always rely on his resource with his hands. He can always do something for somebody and things of that nature. But I would also, looking at his physicality, I think if things got rough, I think he would become somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
I knew a guy. I knew a guy in New York City. This guy was an ex-boxer, and he I guess he got down on his luck, and he wound up being in the street, and he wound up, unfortunately, so many of our people get caught on the drugs, crack. And this guy, even though he was on crack or whatever, I admired him for one thing. He never begged anybody for anything. Whenever he would go out and find things like furniture and fix it up and sell it to get his crack or to eat. That's how he would survive, by fixing stuff.
So let's continue with that scenario. There's a family the resources are depleted. You're in a situation where you don't got nothing. Do you try to appease them or try to travel? What would be your next scenario? Would you try to find a place where there are people who are willing to share, or would you try to cater to these people who try to get them on their friendly side to maybe help you out, knowing that you're starting? Now, mind you, you're amongst other people who don't have food.
I would try to win their trust.
Win their trust?
Yeah, I would try to win their trust. I would try to show them that, listen, I'm not a marauder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm coming with something. What do y'all need? What do y'all need me to do? What y'all need me to be security? Y'all need me to be a guard? Y'all need me to fight for y'all? What y'all need? Y'all need some soldiers?
Yeah.
I could do all that. I could even gather you up a group of people, and we be soldiers. We be soldiers for security. Whatever. I would try to barter with them. Whatever, even if it's just my services.
Now, what if it's a family of four? They ain't got that much resource. They only got it for themselves, and they're definitely not letting anyone in.
Well, I would have to leave those people.
You'd have to probably move on and try to find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's the scenario we're looking at. We also got to look at so many people that's in this society where it's intact right now. That what they're doing, But you still have people who have these kind of skills who would still break into your house, things of that nature. You got anything to say, Moosah?
Some gonna break in your house because they know when they go to jail they got that 3 hops in the cot. They got some free meals. They got a place to sleep now. Some back in the days used to say that. Okay, like back in the days, it was different. And I had 2 of my friends that died from HIV turning. We used to call it a house in Virginia. I just take the first letter of each word. And they used to mess with crackheads. Now the difference between the male crackheads and the female crackheads is almost identical to the situation of a female dope fiend and a male dope fiend. The man went out and stole. The woman sold her body. So a lot of times, from selling your body and chasing the dragon for such a long time, you don't have good hygiene. And if you get something, because it's different for a woman to tell, a man, they say 3 days, something ain't right, about to beat her up, bust her head to the white meat. But for a female, by the time she goes through that agonizing pain, it's already something tore up in her. So you have that. Now, is it right? No. I know a person bought a building, had the building, chilling with the building, had all types of plans, and every time they went to fix it up, they get mad. Because they go to, daggone crackheads took my pipes. Because remember they was buying pipes up the hill? So they found they stopped taking my pipes because I replaced all the pipes with plastic and they took the wiring. Why? Because the metal was money. They'll get a radiator out of a car, radiator out of a house, carp out of the house, piping out of the house, the wires out of the house,
The copper wire.
copper wire.
Everything okay, F?
Now, could you say they ain't shit, they deserve to be killed, blah blah, all this bad stuff? Or would you say, because even if when I moved up here, the female dope fiends, I'm sick, $10. Smash this, and after you smash it, give me the money, then we will get better, and then I can go on my day of constantly, when she feel the need or the urge, go suck it up for more drugs. The dude gotta be in there, walking around the store. This gotta go in my pocket. That gotta go in my pocket. I gotta steal this. I gotta take that. So he's so much untrustworthy. It was a time in Brooklyn where they said you don't leave nothing. Excuse me. You don't leave nothing out by a crackhead. They take anything. They take everything.
Just steal your shoes
Off your feet. Off your feet. You be sleep somewhere with some shoes on.
Excuse me, bro.
And now you can't you don't have no more shoes. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you might want to check that. I'm sorry, I got it. Lost.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because like you said, who would or who wouldn't need that? Okay, so it's a scenario. I was homeless before. You go sit down, open it and sit down and drink it, and don't be in the way. So I was homeless once. Unfortunately, I wasn't forced to eat out the garbage or the trash, and unfortunately, but I was put through it. I had to do stuff if I had to stay with a female friend house. None of my male friends. Oh, there was only one female friend. The dude that owned the store, he had a car. In the back of his car, it didn't lock, and I knew that. I would pop it open, go in there, get some sleep. I wound up sleeping in the back of his store. And at that time, he wasn't good in cleaning in the store. And it was mice and roaches was in the store. So you might have kind of felt like, well, damn, I'm from Brooklyn. That I've been through before. I hate when people up here look at me like the mighty Thor and say some dumb stuff like this. But you from Brooklyn. You should know all about bed bugs. Like we went to school for it. We thought official tissue, it was a nighttime story.
Yeah.
Sleep tight, good night, sleep tight.
You don't let the bed bug bite.
I never seen a bed bug when I was a kid.
Me either.
When I got up here, it was live in effect. It was straight all up in your face. So nobody never knows what you're going to do. I remember a situation where a dude was at work with me, and this African girl had bought some food, and she took 2 or 3 bites. She closed the container up and she threw it in the trash. And he said, he looked at me, he said, child support just hit my check. I got to take 2 checks to pay my light bill. And sometimes I got to decide, do I pay my rent or do I buy food? Because now, when I was on public assistance, now I got a job, they giving me $12. I think it was 24, and he got a raise. They got it from 24 to $12. Who looks forward to getting a $12 thing on your food stamp card? How much can you buy with that?
No, keep that.
No, keep
And they money justified it. And they gave him that $12. And every $12 he would take, I'm going to the store over here. But they allowed me to get some. And I was like, hey. But I had to learn from watching people struggle. I had a crackhead cousin. She had a crackhead friend. You go to the first floor, going on the 3rd floor, the door's open, 5 kids out there. They done sold all their furniture, all their silverware. Ain't a microwave in the house. Anything they cooking is off the stove. Yeah, but it's crazy. They get rid of everything. You'll open the door, you be like some kids, and you open the door. And you be like, ain't no couch in here, ain't no dressers in here. Ain't no food in here. This is crazy. I know a girl named Sarah. She had a box of cereal, no milk. She had 3 kids. She poured that cereal on the table, She said, you kids eat. She went out and got her the drug fix.
Wow.
The fortunate thing was, her baby daddy came and took custody of them kids. She wound up having another kid by another dude that was pimping her out so he can get bumps off of what she was getting. But yet, she would call me or tell me or talk to me on Facebook how they lived in the woods, how they was not doing well, how they kept getting sick, how he got a spider bite and it's turned into a big nasty hole, this, that, and the other. One, I take it as when Basim said, never say never. Two, I take it in as when Mr. Aquarius over here said, you have to there's a good, there's a bad, there's a rich, there's a poor, some don't see that option of them being in that way because they might have been raised or had a family that might be able to teach them how to provide or do some stuff on. Back in the days, you ain't gonna never be, and your father ain't. Mm-hmm. See, you're gonna curse 3 generations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
To nobody. You might not have gotten that speech. But in the same token, I've heard you tell me that you had to live in different situations as you were growing up, and that might make you the man that you are today. Might make you a good person that you are today in a sense, because I don't hear nothing bad about you in these streets. You either. You know what I mean? But there are people that are out here that are jacked up. There are people that are out here that will be like, I would be like, I would have to start to physically train again due to the fact that I don't want nobody pushing open my door. Because in New York, we didn't have doors with glass in it. So somebody say, shit, I know it's locked, break the glass, climb through the door, rob the house, and unlock the door and leave it open. And if I want to be happy enough, I put a sign up, thanks for the glass door, stupidity. There's nothing they can do. They robbed, they mad. It won't be a glass door next time there's a door up there, though, because they're going to learn their lessons.
It's the reason why there's a glass door, especially in this town, is because way before, a long time ago, Binghamton was known for that town. This town was very friendly like that. People, it was a very tight-knit town. It's only until people from the city, I have to admit, people from the city came up here, and then you started hearing a little bit more about crime and stuff like that. But there was a time, people used to have their back doors unlocked. They would have their, glass doors. They would leave their front doors unlocked. There was one time I was being chased by a dog, a stray dog that was up in the streets. I was being chased by a dog, and I ran into somebody else's house. I didn't even know it was unlocked. I just grabbed a random apartment place, a house, and the door was unlocked. I ran in and saw two old ladies in there. Just sitting there. They were surprised as much as I was. I was surprised that the door was open. But I came from the city knowing that these doors were closed.
Supposed to be locked.
Yeah, but anyway, I gotta use the bathroom.
It ain't just a city now. You got people up here from Detroit,
Philly.
But that's the city. Detroit is a city. Philly is a city.
Well, when I hear the city up here, I always think about New York City.
Point blank period.
Yeah.
Point blank period.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't the fact of the robs and the stealers. I think the fact that they said, hey, it's a job in prisons. So let's build 2 or 3 prisons up here. Mm-hmm. Let them go to the prison up here. And then when they get out, we going to parole them up here.
Yeah.
Because if we parole them where they at, their track record says they're going to do more crime and go back to jail and possibly be back up here.
Yeah.
So they think about letting them out up here, we going to give them a chance. And that's why I think a lot of times the mixed relationships started to happen, because now the curiosity comes about. Curiosity of, I wonder if it's true what they say. Yeah. Curiosity of, you guys are erotic. Curiosity of, you see how your skin looks on top of mine? And we go, no. Because when I remove my hand, I don't see how your skin and my skin looks good together. Erotic in what way? Like you see me naked and it's a flow of water. Like what about me makes me erotic? Because I'm more, and I've heard we're more of a man. Well, we don't do the thing where it says, oh, well, I hear somebody acting up tonight, so you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight, mister. A black person might say, couch out, boy? Shoot. I ain't even on that. We both gonna be in the bed not talking if that's the case.
Word. Yeah.
We're not gonna do that. Or Might slip out and say, all right, I ain't gonna get nothing. Somebody else gonna give it to me. So letting her know, well, Dag, if I act this way, it might lead him to doing this and that, and I lost in the end, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so many different reasons and situations and causes or make a person act or be the way that they are that sometimes can be explainable and understandable to some, and sometimes not to others. I know a guy who I wasn't sure if he knew how to be a friend. We was having a broadcast a couple of days ago about friends and what is a friend or not. Because he was always plot one against the other. He would talk about both. He would talk about one to the other and the other to the other one. And the thing about it was the two individuals that he was doing that to were peaceful individuals. They were spiritual individuals. So in that case, they didn't take it as, they was like, why are we keep coming around this guy? What is about this guy that makes us feel it's okay? And we found out it was a mutual thing. One was the martial arts, and due to the fact of martial arts, it was something that we all can communicate with, and that's why we're there. But we also realized maybe he's bipolar. You know, the Muslim got a thing where you put 7, 17, 70, 700 excuses. You know, you think your man say something crazy, you be thinking, or maybe he was dropping a little baby on his head or something. You know, you got to make that type of excuse. You know what I mean? And I stole that line from Johnny John that's coming up right now about the falling on your head and might be possibly retarded, because he told me that. But yeah, we made all the excuses in the world. And after making all the excuses in the world, we still came up with the conclusion of we don't get it. But knowing is half the battle, so we learned how to react and to exist around that individual in a sense. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's just like I said, what would you do to survive out in the streets? You know what I mean? You know that Nor lives on Monroe Street. You on the back?
Bro, you just giving out people's addresses.
Yeah. So
That's why I never wanted to bring up like where we live. So
I didn't bring up where I live. I just said
yeah,
Nor.
but you still
Nobody knows who Nor is, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but
I know
they know
an individual that lives on Monroe Street. Is that better? No.
I would say that I know
Same
an individual on the street.
thing. I was corrected again. I know an individual on the streets who, when he invited me to his house, he took me in the back. He had a garage, and alongside the garage, they had a garden.
See how you describe it?
A
A full
massive
procedure of their place. I mean, if somebody lives.
Did he go and take a doodle and come back as the evil man from the?
Actually, Tracy, you know what? I want to bring something else because I want to bring something else up.
What happened, real quick?
Who was the last person that used the bathroom? Who was the last person to use the bathroom?
Huh?
Who was the last person to use the bathroom?
I don't know if he was up.
All right. Last thing I want to do is see somebody's doodle in somebody's toilet.
Yeah, because I doubt it was a grown man.
Yeah. I just said that. You had to use the bathroom, and next thing you know, you seeing somebody's poop in the toilet. That's like the rudest thing ever. Anyway, yeah. So that was the conversation. Everything goes. Martial arts. Everything goes. Conversation. Moosah goes into rants, and you know it goes there.
No.
You want to keep on going? Because
How long is it? Because we gotta break it off. We gotta break it into pieces.
well, it's already an hour. I mean, we were talking about the hour, so we kind of like broke up. So that was another conversation that we had with the John and Moosah hour. We try to keep it strictly an hour, but it went to an hour and 3 minutes. Maybe we'll come back and finish up this part 2 of this conversation. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment below. Remember John Aquarius channel. Leave a like and thanks.